Hello, little people. Today we're gonna work on the grade nine, grade grade nine workbook, and we'll work on the everything on the chapter one. We have already worked on chapter 1.1, so it will be chapter 1.2 and chapter 1.3. Okay. Chapter 1.2 is about the standard form. Standard form of any number n, let's call n, is the same thing as a to the power, it's just representing a number. So representing number, number as, as this. So it's the number n. This is the number. We gotta represent it as 10 to the power, a times 10 to the power of m, where such that this st means such that a is greater or higher to 1, and that is definitely smaller than 10. Okay. For example, if we have the number 67, we gotta represent it as a to the a times 10 to the power of m. So in that case, it will be just 6. Is that 6? Let's think about it. Let's think about how the number can be, right? So something times 10 to the power of something, right? So we can have 6.7 times 10 to the power of 1, which will be 67. If you have 127, it will be what? 1.27 times 10 to the power of 2. So you see, notice that we have something times, right? That something is always in between 1 and 10. This 127 is between 1 and 10. 6.7 is in between 1 and 10. But for that, let's write the steps, how we come up with those numbers, right? When we see 127, how we make sure that this is 1.27, right? Because we have to make sure 1.27 first, then we know that it's 10 to the power of 2. So, first step is that put a dot after first non-zero integer. This is the first step. Okay. Not an okay. Not an let's call it digit instead of integer. Okay. Put a dot after the first non-zero digit. This is non-zero digit. Okay. Second step is just figure out m, where n is equal to a times 10 to the power of m. This m we're talking about, we got to figure out this one. For example, if we have 1234, let's just apply the steps. First step is put a dot after the first digit. So first non-zero digit. The first non-zero digit is 1. We are putting a dot and we are writing the number again, 234, right? Times 10 to the power of something, right? So we have to multiply 1.234 times 10 to the power of something so that we can have 1234. We see that this number so this dot basically does not have three more steps. If it would have three more steps, it would be the exact same number with this guy, right? Since we need three more steps, we just have 3. So we can calculate for yourself that 1.234 times 10 to the power of 3, which is 1,000. You will get this number exactly. Okay. This is everything that we need. Okay. So now let's jump into the questions. Um, we have question number 6 and question number 7, for example, and 12, 13, 14. But for some exercise for the beginning, we can have some random numbers. We can choose some random numbers and solve them ourselves first. Then we're going to jump on question number 6, okay? So first, let's start with a number 257, okay? So we got to put a dot after the first digit, first non-zero digit, 2.57 times 10 to the power of something. Right now, we got to figure out m. So we need that. We see that we lack two more steps. So 10 to the power of 2. 2.57 times 100 will give you this one. And now let's see another example, which is, let's say, um, 23.5. How we can write this? So it will be, again, put a dot after the first non-zero digit, so which is 2. So 235 times 10 to the power of something, so it will be give me 23 point. So we see that our dot is here, but we need it to be here, right? So we need one more step. One more step is just one more 10. So 10 to the power of 1, or we can write it as 2.35 times 10. Okay, this is it, nothing else. Now let's work on some weird type of numbers. So it says, for example, this one, we will do part D, 60. 60. We gotta write the numbers in standard form. So it is 0.000000205. Okay. So how can I write it? So I have to put it out after the first non-zero digit. First non-zero digit is 2. I put it out after 2. What's the rest after 2 is just 0.5, right? 205 times 10 to the power of something. What is that thing? I see that my dot is after 2, but I need it to be after something else. So how many points is the difference between 2 and the real dot? Then my dot is here, but I need the dot to be here. So how many points I have to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to go 7 points, 10 to the power of 7. But I know that if I multiply 205 by 10 to the power of 7, it will be what? 205 and then bunch of zeros, right? In particular, there will be 5 zeros because 2 zeros are already here. So I will go. But I need those dots do not go to the right side. I need the dot to go to the left side this time, right? In mathematics, if we want to go to the left side, we go to the negative side. That's why I just got to write 10 to the power of negative 7, and this will be the answer. For just exercise, let's do 6 part B as well. You can do it by pausing the video. So it will be 0.812. Again, we are putting the dot after the first non-zero digit, so 8.12 times 10 to the power of, so my point is here, but I need it to be here, right? So I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I went to left. That's why I make it -4. That's it. Nothing else. It's that easy. Now let's go to the question 7. These numbers are in standard form. Write each number in full. So, let's say part D. So it is -4. So that means I have the number 9003 that is here. Since it is -4, I'll go 4 steps. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. So I put 0 here and then 0, 0, 0. Do I need any other 0? 1 step is here. No, that's it. I reached there, right? So the answer for this one will be 0.000903, right? So because I went 1 step is just 0 point this, but I had 2 more, 3, 4. So I will put my 0 here and I have zeros here. So I have 0.3 zeros and then the rest of it. For example, part B, 7B will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need to go 5 steps from here, right? Because it's 1 point. So 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step. So I will put my 0 here, 0 point here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. 0.4 zeros and then 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's that easy. Let's work on some more questions. Question number 12, do these additions and write the answers in standard form. Let's say we do 12C. First, we gotta do the addition. So 9.2 times 10 to the power of 4 plus 8.3 times 10 to the power of 4. From previous years, you should know that 10 to the power of 4 can be out of the brackets, and it will be 9.2 plus 8.3. And 9.2 plus 8.3 is just 17.5 times 10 to the power of 4. Is this the answer? No, because it wants us to write the answers in standard form. For standard form, I need what? I need to put a dot after the first digit, right? But the dot is after 17, so I have to put the dot after 1, after first digit, right? First non-zero digit. Instead of writing 17.1, I'll write 1.75. Sorry, 17.5, I'll write 1.75 times 10 to the power of something. What is that thing? So notice here, I made 17.5, I made it 1.75. So I divided it by 10. So if I divided one side by 10, in order to keep the answer same, I have to multiply the other side by 10. So it will be, instead of 10 to the power of 4, I will multiply it by 10, which it will be 10 to the power of 5. This will be our final answer, okay? Since I put my dot one side to the left, I have to increase my 10 by 1. If that would be two sides to the left, I had to increase it by 2. So that will be 12C. Again, 13. Let's do 13C for now. 13C. It says, again, the exact same question. So here it will be 10 to the power of negative 8 will be out of the brackets. Then we have 9 plus 7. So it will be 16 times 10 to the power of negative 8. So since I made it 16, I have to make it 1.6 because it has to be the dot after the first non-zero digit and 10 to the power of something, right? So to make 16 1.6, I divided it by 10. So I have to multiply this guy by 10. If I multiply 10 to the power of negative 8 by 10, it will be just 10 to the power of negative 7 because it's getting bigger. Now, for fun, let's do question 14. Multiply these numbers by 10. Give each answer in in standard form. Let's say first one, we will be not the first one. First one, it doesn't look challenging enough. We'll do fourth one. So part A, 4. So we gotta multiply the number by 10, and we gotta give the number by in standard form. 1.37 times 10 to the power of negative 4. We got to multiply it by 10. We know that by the multiplication rule, this is 10 to the power of negative 4. This is 10 to the power of 1. 1.37 stays, and it is 10 to the power of negative 4 plus 1, which is 1.37. Negative 4 plus 1 is just negative 3. Sorry, just a second. 10 to the power of negative 3. 1.37 times 10 to the power of negative 3. This is it. Generalize the results, blah, blah, blah. That's it, guys. See ya at the next class.